What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Roddy Rod, and I'm with the Roddy Rod Show today. If y'all don't mind, make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel, as well as turn on your notifications so that you can know whenever I go live uh, or when I post a video. Also, if you really want to catch me on live, I'm usually on X at DJ Roddy, and I do a lot more lives over there than I do on YouTube. But if I gain more traction on the YouTube side, then I will begin to bring my lives over here as well. But in the meantime, if you actually want to go live and interact with me, you can always find me on X. But today I just wanted to talk about the black vote and how it kind of got away from, no, it did get away from the Democratic Party, as well as why the people on The View and all of these different groups of people are trying to scramble to figure out what really happened. And I wanted to also hit on a few other things. But as far as the black vote, I just wanted to say that the Democratic Party has always taken the black vote for granted. They've always looked down on us and just kind of thought treated us like kids,
We don't do that here.
We were just supposed to do what they wanted us to do, just fall in line, and they would always be there to help us. When we know that's not true. In the beginning, that's what we thought, but over time, we are slowly seeing how it's not really helping our people. You have the Latinos who actually voted in great numbers for Trump, and then you had the black people. We're still kind of lagging behind, but at the same time, they got a significant amount of our votes compared to what they normally get. I'm in Texas. You had 34% of black men who actually went and voted for Donald Trump. And I was one of those people. And I'm very proud of my vote. I'm glad that I voted for Trump. And if he does a good job, anybody else who falls in line with his same policies and plans, I'll do it again. And so the reason why I say that a lot of people have gotten away from the Democratic Party is because they've taken everyone for granted, especially black people. And they've always just kind of come around every 3 years to say, hey, we need y'all to vote. We're going to show up in your churches. We're going to show up at your jobs and all of these places and events and act like we're really going to do something for you when we're really not. You had them come around. Uh, you seen them coming in black churches. They were having these rallies. They had rallies with like Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, um, who else? Cardi B. And they had Cardi B, and you're seeing this, and you're like, she can't just say how she feels. She needs either a teleprompter or somebody to bring something out that they typed up on a phone just so you can repeat it. If you was really voting for this person or if you was really endorsing this person, why you just couldn't say that? Why did it have to be, oh, I need a script? Just speak from your heart. If you really was going to back her, just speak from your heart. They even rolled out the typical uh Beyonce. She came out with Kelly Rowland and things like that. To me, as a black person, when I see that, and I already knew I wasn't voting Democrat. I knew I wasn't voting Democrat from the last election. But when I see that and then I think of other black people, I'm just like, are y'all not insulted by this? Be do you not get insulted when someone thinks that all you want is entertainment instead of policies? They're not going to tell you what they're going to do for you. She's going to tell you to go to her website. She's going to laugh and smile. Then she's not going to go on the hard shows to answer the tough questions. She went on all the smoke podcasts. She went on the Breakfast Club, like typical stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere where you're going to be challenged. And what else got it for me was that CNN interview that she did with Tim Walls. And I was like, you can't answer questions on your own. And a lot of people got mad at me and other black people for stating the fact that she's not a black person. And when they asked her, was she black? She said, next question. Now, I can pull up other videos and show you where people were saying that she was an Indian and she was like, yes, 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 I'm an Indian. I'm Indian. But you said you was black and you couldn't even prove it or you wouldn't even say it. And then, two, the whole thing about washing the greens in the bathtub. No black person washes greens in the bathtub. We all know that obviously it was a tin tub. I used to see my great grandma and them, whoever, using these tin tubs to clean different items, food, whatever. They never did it in a bathtub. So when I heard that, I just began to laugh because I knew it was all BS, and I knew it was just a game. And it's just typical of the Democrats, just to basically pander to us, and we don't get anything for it. Over the years, you notice how black people, they started off with removing the father from the home when they had us when they started the welfare program. Remove the man out of the home so that you can get the benefits. They had a lot of women just going for it too. Okay, you got to get out so I can get these benefits. Keep in mind, when the benefit is the husband being there, taking care of the family, encouraging people to be the best that they can, being there for the wife, and bringing the kids up properly. See, me personally, I grew up in a traditional home. I had my mom and my dad. My parents, they used to come to my sporting events. They used to watch me in my football games. I even had the occasional extra family members coming to the games. I had the whole family aspect of this American lifestyle. And I noticed how it affected me compared to some of my friends and other people around me that I knew. They didn't have the same opportunities I had. They didn't think the same way I thought coming up. They had a whole different mindset, basically based on their lifestyle. Some of them, it actually motivated them to be more than what they are. I can remember playing football with one guy, I won't even speak his name. He lost his little brother in the house for, I want to say, did we come home from practice? I want to say we came home from a football practice. And his house was on fire. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that right. I think it was after practice, or we may have heard about it, and it's just like in my head like that. But I know we took him home only for him to find out that his little brother had passed away in a house fire. Now he went on to play in the NFL. He went on to marry a very prominent lady. They ended up getting divorced, but he ended up marrying a very prominent lady. I was in the wedding, which I really wasn't supposed to be in the wedding. Something just happened where I had to step in for somebody else at the time. But that's what I'm saying. Different circumstances create certain people. And if you get enough negative circumstances, that affected our culture negatively. Not everybody is going to be able to push through that and become somebody so great beyond what happened to them in their circumstances. Some of us are just going to crash and burn. Not only did they take the father out the home, then they incorporated their whole crime bill that Joe Biden sponsored or wrote and locked up a lot of black men. Now, up until presently, Trump was getting a lot of those folks out, and we seen that. But they try to make it seem as if it was just him just doing, I guess, like a publicity stunt type issue. But we didn't care. He was getting people out. He was getting things done. See, the Democrats was always saying that we're going to get things done, but we never saw any action. And we realized over time that it's just a game with them. They weren't looking out for anybody. They weren't even looking out for the small man. They even cut off those people who were doing the whole Reddit, GameStop, pump and dump type thing. People was making money on that. Now, they wanted that shut down, but then you got Nancy Pelosi and other congressmen and senators. They're basically insider trading. They're making money hand over fist. Now, they'll shut that down so you don't get anything, but they'll do insider trading and tell you not to do something that's going to help benefit you. I think that was just disgusting when I always thought about it. It was wrong on all levels. And now they're running around here scrambling. They don't know what to do. They're lost. You have the uh, MSNBC, they got the layoffs coming. CNN has got the layoffs coming. One of them is even thinking about selling a network. That's how bad it is. Yeah, people they got people pushed out there like Joy Reid, Rachel Maddow, fear mongering. telling us all of these bad things, calling Trump a racist, calling Trump a fascist, calling him Hitler. Even Kamala came out one day, just kind of random, and was calling Trump Hitler. See, they want us to believe that Trump is not in our best interest. And some things that they do feel like that when you have drastic change. That's just how it is. But when that change happens and it affects people in a good way, you start to notice, okay, nah, I think this was for the better. We probably shouldn't have even went in that direction. So that's why I'm with it, and I'm voting for Trump. Well, I did vote for Trump, and if I can, like I said, if anybody's going to follow his policy and go along with his same plans in the future, I'm gonna do that as well, especially if it works. But see, I don't want my daughter growing up in a world where she's got men coming into the ladies' bathroom, or men that want to play sports with women, or this whole transgender movement, uh, getting people to change their sex. I could pull up a video too, which I wanted to talk about. One day, it was a young lady who was a liberal, and she grew up and she ended up getting her breasts taken off. She went through the whole transgender process, only to realize that it was just trauma from her childhood that made her do all of these things. She became a Republican and became a Trump supporter. And she didn't like the fact that the Democrats was pushing this on people. She got rid of that. She went back to being feminine, and she knew that that was just trauma that she just needed to heal from. She didn't need to try to change her sex and be something that she wasn't born to be. And you if you look on the internet or just Google it, you will find a lot of this stuff where people have changed their sex and regretted it. So it's just crazy to me that the Democrats would think that people would constantly come out and vote for them when they don't put forward anything or show us anything that helps us. They just give us stats and tell us, no, the economy is doing this well. Well, I get up every day and I go to work and I know that that's just not true. I see gas prices going up. I see food prices not coming down. They're constantly going up. Stuff is 2 times, 3 times what it is. But they're saying inflation, I remember at one time was like 17%. Man, I think it's a little bit more than 17%. And so that's why when I was going through these videos and I was looking at this View video, I just couldn't believe what I was hearing from these people. Because it seems like they're so mad, they're so bitter, especially people like Sonny Hostin. I wish that they would just get rid of her. I don't even watch The View, but when I see these clips, I'm like, she shouldn't even be on TV. She's one of the worst people that's on TV right now. The American people voted for Trump in such great numbers, and she's still angry. And they're coming to the conclusion that most people are just misogynistic and racist. That's not true. You didn't see the numbers of minorities voting for this man? So we're racist too? We're misogynistic? Just because we didn't vote how you wanted us to vote? No, we don't care about transgender, LGBTQ, immigrants. A lot of us want these people out of the country. We want our country to better us, not everybody else. We don't want to send money overseas and help other people. It's time out for that. We're over it, and we're done with it.
Okay, but yesterday, President Biden reminded America how the democratic process is supposed to work by actually accepting the election results. Shocking. He congratulated Trump. He praised Kamala Harris for running an inspiring campaign and told Democrats to not give up hope. Watch.
You can't love your country only when you win. I also hope we can lay to rest the question about the integrity of the American electoral system. It is honest, it is fair, and it is transparent. And it can be trusted. We're going to be okay. But we need to stay engaged. We need to keep going. And above all, we need to keep the faith.
So do you think Bernie was right about this, that they didn't pay attention enough to the working class?
He's absolutely right, but his solutions are wrong. Kamala Harris outperformed him in Vermont. The lesson Democrats should take is not we didn't run far enough to the left. They lost rural voters. They lost working class voters. And listen, I was someone who I'm recognizing, reflecting on this election. I had the privilege of saying I'm voting on democracy because I'm a high income earner. If your check engine light is on and you've got bills piling up on the table, you're not thinking about democracy. You're not thinking about the war in Ukraine. You're thinking about how will my life be better tomorrow? And the reality is this: we all sat around kind of wondering who is the swing voter that will decide this election. And a lot of folks thought it was women and abortion. No, it turns out it was people in the suburbs who are like, I can't stand Donald Trump's personality. I don't like how he talks, but my life was better off economically when he was president. And I'm struck by this.
That's the middle class. We're talking about the working class.
I'm talking broadly.
Yeah.
He was not just the working class that he won. He also got the largest share of young voters for Republicans since 2008. That was the height of the financial crisis. Young voters, maybe they care about Gaza, maybe they care about student loans, but to be honest, 2/3 of this country doesn't even get to go to college.
There you go. See, when I watch these clips, this young lady is like the only one that's talking like she has some sense or she relates or knows what's going on with regular people. It's not only just the working class or the middle class. It's barely even a middle class anymore, if we even have one. You either have it or you don't at this point. And she's telling the truth. Most people, it's so bad that people don't even have enough money to pay for certain things. We don't even care about Gaza. Only TV and mainstream media wants us to believe that we should care about all of these other places and all of these other people. We can't even take care of ourselves, let alone we have to sit up here and worry about these other people in these other countries and how we should send money over there. And when we see that, it just really pisses us off. It's like, okay, we just sent billions of dollars overseas for these wars, for these conflicts or whatever that's going on. And then you have Kamala Harris coming on TV offering these people $750 in FEMA money that they have to apply for. Like, when did they vote on anything over there? When did they pay any tax dollars? They just get and get and get and get and get. And our take is a lot of these other countries and places actually are starting to think that we should just constantly just give them these things. Whenever they just want to start up a fight or they just want to have some type of war, hey, the United States is going to send us $30 billion and a couple of rockets and some guns. I think a lot of us are tired of that, and they're starting to see by our votes.
They were thinking, am I going to have a job? Am I going to be able to afford the life that I want? And finally, suburban women, sure, they definitely care about abortion. They also care that they're paying to send their kids to college and their graduations are being canceled because there's protests everywhere and because people are out in the streets demonstrating over a war somewhere else rather than just being able to educate their kids. There is so much room for self-reflection from the Democrats, and I hope they have it. Every time Joe Biden bragged about how good the economy is, another vote of someone struggling went to Donald Trump.
All right. Anybody else?
I disagree.
Absolutely.
All right.
I think I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think the more relevant question actually is what is wrong with America?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Really? See, this is what I'm saying. This is why they have to get rid of her. What is wrong with America is nothing wrong with America. We're tired of the BS. We want better for our families and for this country. See, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it at all. And if there is any way that people should be protesting, they should be protesting people like this. Like, I can't stand every clip that I see of The View. She's always the one sitting over there with her face turned up and her lips curled up, and she's angry because people said that they voted for Trump, and she doesn't get it, and she doesn't understand.
I think what is wrong with our country that the Republican Party would choose as a candidate and support a candidate who is an insurrectionist, who is an election denier, who is someone who was twice impeached, 34-time convicted felon.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
She doesn't get it. Like I said, she doesn't get it. All of those things we don't care about. Is he going to fix this country? Yes. Is he going to better our lives? Yes. Who cares about all that other stuff?
Has been accused of alleged sexual misconduct.
And it was just, pun intended, there were trumped up charges. A lot of this was just the Democrats want to go after him just so he wouldn't run again. So we know all these things now. People like Letitia James still wants to go after this man. Still wants to go after this man. She can't let it go. But you see who it is, right? It's these. See, Letitia James is a black woman. This is a quote unquote black woman. To me, she ain't even black.
By 26 women found liable for sexual abuse. What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia?
How? Hold on, bro. How?
Forget that people are struggling. Forget that people are going hungry. Forget that you got veterans that can't even find somewhere to stay.
You're poor.
Forget all of that. Forget that college tuition is so inflated that people can't even afford to send their children to college. Forget that there's no jobs. She's worried about some charges and how she feels. That type of stuff is irrelevant to the working class individual. We don't care.
Xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny, over a message of inclusiveness, a message for the people, by the people, of the people.
It's not for the people.
It's the
And it's not by the people.
But can
Well, then what's wrong with
say something
America?
before we can do a second? The Democrats are the ones. They are the party that cares for the blue collar.
Exactly.
The Democrats are the ones who put in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, union protection,
ACA,
unemployment insurance, and Obamacare. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about
clearly
it.
they didn't convince
Come
the
on.
voters of
So
yeah.
all I can deduce is that it's the messaging. It didn't get through to people. They're not paying attention. That's all.
Wow. See, when you hear the little things that they say, we're not paying attention. How are we not paying attention? We're living it. Y'all are the ones that get up every day and get makeup beat on your face, and somebody tells you to go out there and have a good show. You get to go home, get in your nice car, go to your nice house, eat nice food, pump your gas, don't even look at the price of gas, just fill it up. See, I got to look and see what the price of gas is. I might go down to the next gas station before I stop at the first one that I see. If they even pumping gas, they probably have electric cars.
Yeah, because the Democrats have always been for the working people.
Exactly, and the Republicans
As long
don't
as I'm
care.
on
I
this
think
planet.
that the message of the Democrats sounded elitist. You don't have value in the society. If you don't have a college
that way, but
degree.
when you look at the proof,
yeah,
they weren't.
but Joy, it's condescending. It's condescending. There is a
Very much so.
The way that the left speaks to its voters. It really is
a message of joy and inclusiveness.
No,
hell no, to the no, 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 yeah, to the no, hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
The message of not being educated, being dumb, and what's wrong with America.
Who said that?
Sonny just did.
What is wrong with
Joy,
America?
My point here is that
That's not what Kamala Harris said.
No. My point is, I don't blame Joe Biden. I don't blame Kamala Harris. Go back as far as you want. I blame a messaging within the Democratic Party.
You don't blame the Republican Party?
Can I just finish my point, please? I obviously have a problem. Anyone has a problem with Donald Trump. The bigger question should be, yes, Sonny, why did they vote for him?
Yes.
In sweeping.
So they need to be introspective.
No, we need to be introspective. If we voted for Kamala Harris, we need to say what didn't resonate with the voters. Do you know what didn't resonate with the voters? When they were saying we don't feel safe and the left focused on defund the police and bail reform.
Yeah.
When they said we're worrying about can I just finish? Let me just finish real quickly. When they were focused on
It's only an hour show, ladies.
Joy, when they were focused on renaming schools, there were people saying, hey, students are destroying colleges. I paid for that. I sent them there. They can't learn. And everyone apologized for it and didn't want to attend to it. They also denied the border was a crisis and kept saying, no, it's fine. This is not a...
There was a border bill, though. There was a border bill.
But
There was a border bill. A border bill. This man was actually trying to build a wall. He was trying to actually do something to stop it. But they put forward a border bill, and you're supposed to be okay with that. All right.
Joy, my point is they screened and screened and screened. They didn't vote for him because he's a racist or a misogynist. They voted because they needed help in their everyday lives.
But Sarah,
They make
they
the majority of this country because
there's
every stat coming out on the people willing to self-reflect are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to say I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You really think 74 million people are...
She's trying to make a joke, but you see how condescending they are? We didn't vote for him. Tell me, well, I'm a racist. I'm a misogynist. No. Just like she's saying, but see, they don't even listen. They can't even wrap their heads around the thought of somebody wanting to help themselves. Sonny and Joy cannot wrap their minds around that. We need help. People want to live better. Like they were saying, students, kids that's up under me, I'm 38, people around their mid-20s, they don't like what they see. They don't like what their future's looking like. Most of us can see, man, I'm probably never going to own a home at the rate that this is going. Jobs won't even pay you enough. Hell, I can't even make the rent. They want you to make 3 times the rent. Most people don't make 3 times the rent. A lot of these jobs are stuck in this whole $15 to $17, $18 wage, man. Every job you try to apply for is $15, $16, $17, $18. Knowing that they ain't enough. That's not even enough to pay your bills, man. Let alone start paying a mortgage. And if you got kids on top of that, you can forget it. You better get with a young lady if you're a man, and if you're a young man, you need to get with a lady, and if you're a lady, you need to get with a young man, and y'all need to quit messing around, get married, and help each other out. Because doing this thing alone, it's not going to work, especially in this type of economy. It's just not going to work.
Racist. Every racist and misogynist voted for Donald Trump. Not everyone that voted for Donald Trump was a racist and misogynist.
I agree with that.
Right.
Everyone swept. They swept every category. And the reason they did is to say, hey, guys, no excuses this time.
Yeah.
Look,
they lost everything.
It's still half the country
Yes.
its environment to be ravaged, its children to be shot, its wealth to be hoarded, its workers to be exploited, its poor to starve, its cops to murder.
So you think America's the
country in trouble.
So America's the problem,
and
the
Trump is
voters
not
are
going to
the
make it
problem.
better.
They got to get rid of her. She doesn't get it at all. They got to get rid of her. They got to. But, but really, we don't need to be worried about people like that. We got to just move on from them, let them be, and we just going to have to show them. Let's keep voting how we vote. Let's keep voting for policies that's going to help us. Let's keep backing Trump and making sure that he does what he's supposed to do, what he said he was going to do. Because we know the Democrats, they don't do what they say they're going to do. They haven't done it for a long, long time. They're actually turning into the party for the rich. When I seen a Harris rally, I seen celebrities, I seen movie stars, I seen music artists. Those look like uber rich people to me. And they were paying them. So these people really wasn't even backing them. They was just paying them to back them. And that's just insulting to us. Again, like I say, for them to think that these people can come out and sway our vote. Be damn how we living and how we feel. We're going to wait for Beyonce, or who was the other guy? Was it Bruce Springsteen or something like that? Or whoever these people are. We're going to wait for these celebrities to come out and tell us how to vote. We don't have a mind of our own. We don't pay bills like they do. I don't need a celebrity to tell me how to vote. I know how I'm living. I'm going to vote for my pockets. I'm going to vote for something that's going to better this country. And that's how we're going to rock out. But that's pretty much all I have for this video. If y'all don't mind, make sure you leave your comments at the bottom of this video and tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel about what you saw, what I've said today on this episode of The Roddy Rod Show. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. And like I always say, if you want to catch me on live, I'll start to go live on here eventually. But I'm typically live on X. It's on DJ Roddy. That's my name over there. DJ RODDY. And check me out. And you can actually, like I say, interact with me live. You can interact with me on the timeline, and we can have those discussions if you like. If you got something to talk about, let me know. Send it to me in the DMs. I might just take you on live and bring you up. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate the people who have been rocking with me for this short time that I've been doing this. I appreciate all the comments from previous videos. If you're on here watching this video, I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the subscribers that I have. And I want to continue to grow and make this channel into something that everybody who has the same thought process as me or is living the same type of life that I'm living can have somewhere to come to and feel comfortable to say what they want to say and speak their mind. I also have a Rumble channel at The Real Roddy Rod that I'll eventually start posting more and more over there. But for now, I'm trying to just do one thing at a time, just trying to build on some things and see where this goes. But like I say, I appreciate everybody coming through, and I appreciate y'all watching me on the Roddy Rod Show. Peace.